Is there a different energy this week now that there's a game?
They practice just like they've always have. I would hope that it wouldn't ebb and flow. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're seeing the game coming up. They're probably mentally more excited for sure.
How about for you?
No different. No different. Same every day.
With CSU, they've obviously got a new defense coordinator, but it's their old defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So how much are you going back to the film from 2 years ago and watching what he did that?
He did an excellent job. They did a great job against us 2 years ago, and they played well against us last year also. So, he was defense coordinator at Wyoming for a while. He's well known in our industry and does a great job, and I know he'll have a good plan ready.
In college basketball, they allow for the teams to scrimmage a couple times before the season, get some of those kinks out. Would you like to have something in college football, or do you like the way you kind of jumped right into that first game?
I've always thought they should allow a Division I school to scrimmage a 1AA school, and therefore the 1AA school can get the money and would help their budgets, because I think it would help football. That's my opinion.
So like preseason?
Yeah.
Coach, the Rams secondary has one returning starter out of the entire positions. Do you think there's a good chance you can beat them deep and beat them across the field?
I tell you, we've watched all their junior college guys they signed on film, and they got some really good athletes, and they had some freshmen last year that played. They'll have them ready to go. I mean, they signed some good players. I was impressed with their junior college film.
What's the key against Dalen Dawkins this year to kind of slow him down?
Well, I don't know. Tackle him better. He's a heck of a runner. He did that in a lot of games I watched on film. He's a quick, athletic. He's a darter. He'll find it, boom, and he pops out of there quick. We've got a rally to him, and hopefully we can get off some blocks better and be able to stop him. But he's an excellent runner. And the key to his running is he's a really good runner, but that offensive line's really good. I think they've all started at least 20 some odd starts together or more, and they brought in a transfer from Nebraska that's a really big, good player to play their guard spot. And so, and then their quarterback does a phenomenal job. He checks all the time, trying to get them in the right runs. I mean, he really understands the offense. And we've got to be able to be sound in our defensive front and our run fits, and then be able to tackle him in space.
Did you see their quarterback make progress as the year went along?
Yeah, I thought he has very good accuracy, and I thought as the season went along, he started getting more and more command of the game. And I mean, that's why he made Mountain West second team all conference. And he can make all the throws, and he handles their offense really well. And I was really impressed with how he did that. As you kind of watch the whole season, you can see how the maturation, and they put more on him and more on him, that he did a really good job.
The last few years in this game, there have been big plays back and forth. Is that a focus going into this game, the big plays both on defense and offense?
I would imagine both teams always yell. Offense always wants big plays. You hear it practice, and the defense always wants to stop big plays. So, I mean, that's always an emphasis on both defensive sides of the ball. And so we'll definitely try to do that. We made some big plays, and they made some big plays last year. Early in the season, last year was our third game, so it's a little bit different. But early in the season, sometimes that happens a little bit more often than not, just because everybody's kind of not had a scrimmage game or that type of thing to go with.
A year ago, your defense put a lot of emphasis on more takeaways, and you guys produced more. Have you done that again this camp and feel like you're making progress again there?
Right, that's always been a big emphasis of mine is takeaways and ball security. And, we've done a good job of holding on the ball for the most part since we've been here. And last year we jumped a lot in takeaways, and I think a lot of that happens to help. One of the helps in that is we got better athletes on the field. We got stronger, more mature guys. They know right where to be. They're more comfortable with just tackling the guy. Sometimes they know if I'm coming from an angle and he's not looking at me, I can get the ball. All of that is experience. So I expect us to be just as good or better in that area.